Oh, it's Wolfcryer's birthday. Shit. I'm gonna go drop by and say happy birthday real fast. Oh.
Really? Since we're all set up, I think.
All right, well, that was a terrible tune-in, but welcome, everybody. This is Last Epoch. This will be our first group chat on talking with everybody about what's going on. And my alerts are still going off, so I appreciate the follows, but I gotta disable that for now. Or else you guys will just be hearing a lot of random stuff. How does the stream look? Does it show OBS? I don't know what it's showing right now.
It's working.
Nope. Yep.
Yeah, it's looking fine.
Okay.
Looking good.
It just did show OBS, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, we're good now.
okay.
Oh my gosh. How do I disable my alerts? I don't remember. That's gonna be really annoying throughout the stream. But I'm glad that you guys, want to know what love is about. Can I mute those?
I use Streamlabs OBS,
Okay,
it's
so
all integrated on it. Makes it a lot
Disabled
easier.
all alerts. I will redo my actual stream stuff later. Alright, so if anybody's not heard, Last Epoch is currently on Kickstarter. We are approaching $85,000 out of our $210,000 goal. The goal of this is to focus on allowing the developers to reach a full-time position to help progress the game even further. If you guys need a link to the game, you guys can leave this exclamation point Last Epoch in the stream, and we'll bring you to their Kickstarter page join their Discord, ask questions. All the developers are phenomenal people, except for Leroy, who's currently on this channel, but he'll never hear this. Other than that, I'm Raging Behemoth. The lifted lifters beneath me. Zinryu is to my left or my right, and then Epoch is the bottom corner. We have all been progressing through the game, giving positive feedback and negative feedback for things to be worked on. So far, so good. A lot of input from the community has changed the way that the game is currently going. I welcome you guys to ask me questions. We have plenty of developers in chat, and we also have Leroy in the call as well. Does anyone have anything else to add?
Happy Saturday.
Happy
Saturday. Yeah, happy Saturday.
Enjoy
how's
the weekend.
everyone's,
So far.
How's everyone's weekend starting off here? What have you guys been doing since the newest patch? What have you been trying out?
I want more pets.
You want more pets?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Or, you
I've
know,
been
Playing like speed runs. Trying to.
Oh, you've actually gotten into the speedruns as well?
Attempting to. I'm not sure how I'm going to beat a 758 on a Sork, but I'm going to get there eventually.
Especially since that movement speed fire shield thing got nerfed.
Yep.
hashtag rest for rip meteors. I mean, that was kind of a nice little feature, but it was a good fix. Beastmaster pets still need some work, I think. We're slowly getting there to where they need to be. Yes, for everybody. So that reminds me. Thank you for the bits open. All the bits, donations, and everything else today will go towards the Kickstarter fund. This is for everybody else to enjoy. This is just to get everybody's feedback. Then we will be doing this once a week, if not twice a month. I don't know.
Ooh.
Depending on how everything goes. I mean, I'm down for whatever. I'm here to support the game and all the developers, stuff like that.
So, out of curiosity, like, what on your Beastmaster, you say the pets need a buff, but more, what do you think needs to be buffed about the Beastmaster pets? And what have you tried?
They need AoE damage reduction because they do not have the brains to not stand in all the fire. That's
Okay.
my biggest complaint.
I mean, they have some passive AoE damage reduction already, don't they? Or do you have to spec into that?
You have to
I
spec.
think they just get it naturally.
Do they?
Yeah, I want to say they have. I could be just pulling this out of my Earths over here, but I could have swore I read something about they have like just a standard 60% AoE damage reduction because they do like to just stand in shit. But I might be confusing that with something else.
I probably should have started to record this. I'm sorry, Mark, but I'll start recording now. That way we can use it for later.
I just actually would right before I hopped on over here, I was giving Pure Pet Beastmaster a try. So I went 3 wolves, 3 lightning wolves, and now I'm getting bleed on them. I have like 2, I think I have 3 points in survivability for the wolves. I went Thorn Bear. He's got maybe like 3 points spec into survivability. And then the Spriggan. He's got no points really spec into survivability, but I have the AoE regen buff on him. And I have some mediocre gear. I've just been stacking minion life on my gear, and it didn't feel good at first, right? When I didn't have any minion life on gear, it did not feel good. My pets just died instantly. They would get melted in the arena. But I stacked some minion life and some more minion defense on gear, and they actually feels pretty good. Like, so for the most part, they were living.
I guess we'll start moving towards we'll talk about this during the builds. Well, let's just start out with everything else. The podcast, or VOD, however you want to say it, will be called It's About Time, just because Last Epoch is about timelines. The latest announcement was Necromancer. Gazzy got full-blown into it, did a huge YouTube video. If you guys haven't seen Gazzy's video, be sure to check it out. I do allow links in my channel, so if somebody does want to link it, you guys are more than welcome to. Necro Pets. corpse explosions, pet explosions. I mean, we've pretty much seen a taste of what the Necro will be. What are your thoughts? We'll start out with Lifted.
I'm super excited for the Necro. Summoners aren't normally my first go-to class, but the way that the Summoner seems to be, the ideas that they were throwing around on Gazzy's stream, the way the play would be, got me pretty excited. I really do like, I really appreciate when it is a class solely dedicated to like summoning undead.
Right, and then as in the video said, the Necro will be, or the Warlock eventually will have some pets, just not permanent pets.
Yeah, more like the short time pens, like
Right.
summon giant raging fire demon for 15 seconds and then it goes back to hell.
All right, Zen, what are your thoughts?
Reaper form. I was just like, okay, it's like, okay, so it's like, you know, your main kind of like Necro, it's got some minions, then it's like, okay, the different flavor is the minions are going to be kind of like a currency that you can use to spend to do cool shit, and then someone said Reaper form, and then it was like, hold on, what's that about? And it's like, that's a whole new, like, in terms of class identity, that's a unique perspective, and I'm kind of wondering like how you're gonna, because there was some mention of like a Reaper form timer where it's like something that you get stronger the longer you stay in it. Like, how are you going to stay in it? Are you just going to, like, you know, consume all the minions that you have to gain extra time to get, you know, godlier and godlier and godlier? Are you going to, like, die at the end of it? Or is this some, like, big all or nothing skill where it's just like, shit, I ran out of stuff to kill, so now I die instead? I have no idea. But that sounds like the most interesting thing flavor-wise out of all the things revealed so far.
Leroy, do you have any comment on that?
You're just gonna have to find out.
I knew you were going to say that.
We're releasing gameplay videos, so instead of me like trying to talk it up and be all bad and say something stupid, we'll just let our videos and the gameplay do the talking. I think you'll be much happier with that.
So in case you guys didn't know, Leroy's probably the most hidden person in the planet. Like, he'll come out and say something and be like, oh, you gotta wait till next week. And then, like, we'll sit there and wait on the Discord over and over and wait. And then it says, Leroy's typing, and then we all get hyped, and then he's like, oh, wait some more. And we're just stuck here.
It's happened one time.
And just making sure to remind us, like, there's a teaser coming on Friday.
All right, Monkey, what are your thoughts on Necro?
I have loads, but I'm gonna try keep this as short as possible. So I love summoner builds; they're amazingly cool. But from what I've seen from the videos right now, it looks like, I might be wrong though, but it looks like the minions stay for a certain amount of time, right? So they stay active for a few seconds or several seconds, and then you have to resummon them. I'm right?
That was a general idea, yeah.
Like he's like in the video, it seemed like he had to resummon them quite often.
I think that's to get them moving forward. Just instead of, you know, because the skeletons were a little slow, zombies were a little slow, summoning ahead of you. We have a lot of AI to work out, so that'll less than likely be the case that you'll have to keep resummoning them. Some minions will be temporary, some will be permanent, so we'll just have to wait and see what those are.
Hold on. Rage, you want to refresh your stream if it's still buffering. That might help. I'm pretty steady on frames. Anybody else watching the stream? Is anybody else having buffering problems?
You don't seem to be having any. It looks okay on mine.
Yeah, it looks fine for me tue.
Yeah, it looks good. We don't have any transcode options, so...
Sorry that I'm just an affiliate. My apologies.
Yeah. Bitrate might be a bit heavy for some people, that's all.
Yeah.
Okay, so to continue on my point, can I?
Yes, sorry.
Yes.
Okay, so I thought that the minions stayed for, say, 12 seconds, something like that. And it would be really cool to have in the skill tree, have the minions stay permanently and deal potentially less damage. That would be something to encourage actually keeping your minions up. But on the other hand, it would also be nice to say, for example, reduce the durations of your skeletons and increase their damage output. So It's actually like micromanaging them.
Iki just said that skill trees will let you change the duration of necro summons.
Okay, that makes perfect sense then. So actually, like having a chance to make them permanent but deal less damage, or choosing to have a smaller duration or a shorter duration and having their damage increased. So that actually is a possibility, and I think that's really cool. Like that you can actually like have them either deal less damage but be more of a buffer for you, or have them deal insane amounts of damage, but you actually having to focus on keeping them alive. I think that's really cool.
It says to and or from being persistent or not. What I'm looking forward to, Necro-wise, is that you, instead of having corpse explosion like we've seen in Path of Exile, you can detonate them while they are alive. So you can potentially send them out to attack something and then have them blow up. That's going to be a lot more different compared to having the mob die, then use corpse explosion to do the damage around it, rather than just sending in suicidal bomber, so to say. Kind of like banelings from StarCraft almost. Just you just have them go up to a wall and just explode.
I mean, it'd be cool if there was maybe like you could spec into the tree to make one of your summons basically Bailing or the Goblin Sappers from Warcraft 2.
Yeah.
Like, how awesome would that be?
Like you just summon one and it runs in and explodes, or?
So what I saw from the video is that the Necro was exploding or causing his minions to explode, like a body explosion, and that was doing an AoE damage. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It does.
And then you could have said exactly what you were saying, Monkey, is the plan for sure. The upsides and downsides might be a little different for each different minion.
What are you guys' thoughts on no pet necro builds?
That just came into the channel as well. I'm not sure if you're actually reading the chat, but who was it? It was just right here. I wonder if Necro will have a no minion option like in D.
That'd be interesting.
Didn't they already say that would be a possibility? Like, what was the Reaper thing called again? Yeah, Reaper form. Like you oh my god! Like you could actually just scale that instead of like focusing on the minions. Didn't they confirm that that was a possibility too?
It sounded like they were saying the old the Path of Exile standard. You could make anything work if you really want to. But I don't know if but I don't know if there's going to be like a true no pet necro build, or if they have that planned. But I was just wondering what your guys' general thoughts are.
I mean, based on what we've heard so far from, I guess, the class design intentions and the base class, specialized class, the no pet necromancer would be a warlock, I guess. Like,
okay,
so you
yeah,
just
that makes
Acolyte
sense. That's true.
would have all this stuff, and Acolyte would be like, it's got some minions, it's got some, like blood magic or whatever. And if you want to go super deep into the minions, you go necromancer. If you want to go super deep into the blood magic, you go the other one. And I'm sure there's like some sort of crossover, like maybe 80-20, 90-10 or something like that.
So you will be able to play non-summons necro. It'll be a little less obvious on how to do it.
See, and I personally like that more.
So just remember that the necromancer is coming from the acolyte. So you'll start as an acolyte. You can either become a necromancer or a warlock, and the acolyte is you're going to retain some of those base skills. I'm pretty sure all the base skills. So you're not going to have all pets on the acolyte, right? You're going to have all these blood magic and like stealing people's soul things. So you are going to be able to play a non-pet necromancer if you like.
Reaper form.
Yeah. Don't forget about that, guys. That's important.
Yeah, I'll announce it next week sometime with a video.
Oh god, here we go again, round 2.
Soon.
All right, so I think we've covered necromancer pretty well. If anything, then we can just hit it back on the dev Q&A. Then we'll have an open floor after dev Q&A. Race event would be the next topic. We've all heard a slight rumor of a race event coming up. We've already had some streamers, some YouTubers, and some players try to go through the campaign as fast as possible. I believe the current record's 9 minutes?
No. It's like 7 minutes, 50 seconds, something.
On a Sork, it's 7:58. I don't know if you can do that still.
You're right. Stop it. You'll just have to wait, trademark.
So how do speed runs work? Are we starting? Is it someone starting from a level 1, level 0, no items, or do you get to have items for it?
So currently it's solo self-bound. So it's basically make a brand new character, close out all the tooltips if you want to. It starts when you first move, all bosses killed, and then it ends when we get to the
Hand
text
thing.
screen at the very end of the game.
Okay. Huh. Interesting. So
Okay.
you're able to do sub 9 minutes straight through on a fresh solo self-found?
I did an 850 the other day, and Arborist, I think, has a 758. How?
How? Okay,
Yeah,
like,
that's
it takes me.
I watched it. I was like, I'll do this, and then he takes lots of time to like gear and shit too, and I'm like, how are you doing? Like, how is this possible? Because I'm just running nonstop, teleport as soon as I get it, and I'm like, I don't know.
That's on the Void Knight,
It's
isn't it?
crazy. No, that's on Sork.
Oh,
Void Knight,
really?
Void Knight would. I think Void Knight was the hardest of them all, just because of his boss killing capability at the time was kind of lackluster. He has a really fast SSD. I have a really fast SSD.
Right?
Pulling out all the stops here. Like,
I mean, I guess like what like so I've played all 3 classes, right? And like I've tried to burn through the demo that we have, and I'm still like I'm not even like I'll be honest with you, like I'm not even like below like 12 minutes. Like I'm focused, like I'm getting like all the gear. What screwed me over time wise is that I'm focusing on like min-maxing gear as I go. That way I can do the most damage while just plowing through, rather than just trying to push as hard as I can. I guess. Oh wait, hold on. So I guess I could be wrong. Just a heads up: speedrun is different than a race. I didn't announce speedrun info.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
we
basically
haven't got any info yet, so.
that's the question I asked in the Discord as well. Like, would the race event be exactly the same as a speedrun? Like, just running from starting point to finish, and then basically we just got the same answer to be announced.
So, I wonder.
Maybe not.
Oh man, how fun would a hardcore race be to see the furthest progression in arena given time period? Like you get 3 hours. What's the highest level you could get to an arena on hardcore?
Lifton, are you playing with rocks? Is that what you're doing in your other hand? Is that
Rock. Sorry, can you hear that?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, nervous habit. Or not nervous habit, just bored habit. I like to click things. I have a Zippo on my desk that I flip open and closed.
Which is fine. I was just like, is there like rocks that are being like clashed together? Like a I don't know. All right, sorry. Go ahead. He's nervous. Get him, boys.
He's getting boys.
Just don't look at the red number below the stream. You'll be totally fine.
Oh, I'm not nervous at all. Just a bored habit.
Rob, are we going to hardcore to wave 65? What's the highest level wave that you are reaching? I
I don't
think
think I've done an arena without dev mode just to test things yet.
you haven't.
Question. Well, I sort of have, but I haven't done it to just like try and get as high as possible.
I have never used dev mode.
Well, you're missing
I
out.
have
100%.
I have used dev mode a couple of times. I'm on veteran difficulty. The highest level at 45. The highest level in the arena, I'm not sure because I would reset it from time to time to go to town to loot chest shit before they made a permanent loot chest in the arena. So yeah, on hardcore, the highest level I've gotten is, I think, 45 on a meteor sorcerer.
How long did it take you?
To get 45, I was playing probably for 4 hours.
It's good to know.
Uh-oh.
And I just got erased.
Now I don't have to do it. I appreciate that.
Leroy, I need you to make up your mind, okay?
Yeah, this carrot dangling with what's going on here in chat. You could give us the details now if you want.
So-
Get like an exclusive sneak peek.
Well, Jed's in the chat. What do you think, Jed? I gotta ask the boss. I mean, you guys blame me, but I have a boss. You know that, right?
Okay, so as I said in Dropadusky's channel, if there's a problem with the game, blame Leroy. That's all that you can possibly do, and it'll be like your best outcome.
Works for me.
Man.
So as they decide on what's going on, let's talk about builds real quick, and then we'll cycle back to it while everybody tries to figure it out. Current builds, I am enjoying summoner builds. I've enjoyed summoner builds since Diablo 2. I've enjoyed all of the pet functionalities. Sure, we could use a attack target, stuff like that. But overall, skill tree wise, everything else, it is looking really good. The only thing that I have a problem with is I can't name the current. What's the giant poison snake in Arena?
The worm.
My pets will get one shot by it no matter what. It's got
So did my sorcerer, huh?
a little bit better, but I'll have 5 wolves, a bear, and then my sprig, and then they just get one shot. I'm like, okay, well, time to go run around in circles while I get all the cooldowns back up and just rinse and repeat. Oh,
Yep, that's
Leroy's
kind of my issue
ready.
with Summoner too. Oh, Leroy. Oh yeah, all right. Go. Details.
Okay. Now, Judd, I just sent you a DM. What I'm going to say is different from the DM because literally 2 minutes ago, I made adjustments. So essentially, the race is going to be on veteran hardcore. First person to level 50 is going to win. First place is going to get a $250 backer tier.
Ooh.
To design a unique item and then design custom footprints.
Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and
Wow.
I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. So veteran hardcore.
Yep.
First place is a 200. That's the Lagon, right?
Yep.
Yes.
That's what I
I
currently
upped it
am.
from 150 because 150. This race is pretty cool.
So 150
All right.
veteran hardcore.
First character to 50.
Is this gonna be some kind of an invitational, or is it just free for literally everyone can play?
So Judd just asked me if this is just for streamers. I would like it to be a community event, but you have to stream it and you have to record the VOD so that we can review it and see if anybody's, screwing around with our client or not. That way it's just transparency and we can really determine, who won. So we will push out a client for this. We're doing a lot of balancing testing, a lot of arena testing right now just to make the arena less rippy, etc. Dev mode will be disabled. I'm looking at
Yes.
you, all of you. I've seen you all use it, I'm pretty sure.
I definitely used it.
Yeah. So we
Guilty.
don't want any of that, and we want you to have to be able to record the VOD. So no cheating. You have to stream the event. It's not just for streamers. It's open to the community, but you have to stream it.
And
So
what
of
time
course,
is that at?
yeah.
Oh, yes. Time. So the big boys, the racers that I reached out to, the Path of Exile ones like Rise QT, Nuki, Havoc, etc., they all agreed that it'll be 1 p.m. CST next Wednesday.
So good luck to
Sorry,
everybody.
that's in the middle of a work day.
They're in it too.
I mean, it's gotta make it.
Yeah.
You gotta make it fun and
Good.
challenging.
Gotta make it juicy, boys.
Yes.
I saw the color drain from Zinew's.
I was like, oh shit, Rise is good. Dead and Doom. Can we get Dead and Doom on that? Just
I'll reach out to him, Ventura as well. We'll see.
11
So-
a.m. on a Wednesday. It's like
oh yeah,
I'm,
we'll do that.
calling out of work, boys.
Sorry, it's in the middle of work, just for
That
EU
is in the
guys, so
middle
they
of
can
work.
do it.
Yeah, no, it's total. I'm going to see what I could do to make that work because I would love to participate in that.
Yeah, I'll be releasing the full social post on it tonight with more
What?
of the details. Judd gave me a thumbs up, so we're good to go. Everything I just said.
Beautiful.
So
Quick question for you. So it's just a race to 50. So do you have to do it in the arena or can you run the normal game content?
I would do it in the arena as the arena scales with your level. It would probably take you a lot longer to do it outside of the arena. And again, we are balancing the arena
Okay,
and
so you don't
defenses,
just
so
get
avoiding it will be a
erased.
little easier. Yeah, so
Okay.
you're not getting one shot by Bone Fiend bleeds and some of the other things that are happening in the arena right now.
Void blast.
poison.
Void damage. Yeah.
It's not going to be easy, but you're not going to get.
So
It's not as ripped.
Yeah.
Okay.
Iki
Not
had
trippy. That's cool.
there was a good point made. Us four have more experience playing Last Epoch than Rise and the majority of these big time streamers. So we do have some sort of an upper hand. I'm not sure what they do in their off time. They probably just sit there and play this game, of course. That's what I would hope so.
Yeah, for sure.
They might now.
That's all they do.
I will be on a business trip next week, so I hope
They
whoever
will be
wins.
for the next days.
Yeah, I'm gonna be at work at that time, unfortunately.
I'll be out of
I'm
town.
sorry,
I leave
boys.
tomorrow.
I'll be doing my best to rep the community.
Yeah. Well,
Okay, so I have one more question for Leroy. Is there gonna be a set time frame in which you have to complete the challenge?
Just whoever gets 50 first, second, and third.
Okay, so what's second
Okay, so
and
like
third?
real time. So like this is like a synchronous race instead of just like do it as fast as you can. It's like everybody starts at the same time, traditional race style, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then so we have that overlay as well from the speedrunning. We'll ask people to use that to do like a little timer, like it's 1 p.m. now and I started, like so we can see it on the video.
Sweet.
Okay, sounds amazing actually.
So what we talked about first place? Did we talk about second and third?
We have not. I'm pretty sure second. Well, let me look at the thing here. Second place will get a $150 backer tier, and third place will get a $100 backer tier. And then there might be more announced tonight after we talk about it, but that's it for now.
That's a pretty cool event. I like that idea.
If we could do one event over a weekend, I would greatly appreciate that one too.
I know. I'm sorry. So the Path of Exile race starts next Friday, Saturday. We had to squeeze it in before then. I really wanted to do it Saturday, but
Oh yeah.
just wouldn't have
that's
gotten
fair.
any traction, I'm afraid.
That's fair.
All right.
So someone in chat just asked a really good question about the race. Barvanka asked if it's gonna be level 50 first per class or just in general.
Just level 50 first. I'm sure if we had all our classes in, we would break it out. But since we have 3 classes in, it's just whoever hits 50 first. Hope
So
you guys
whoever's a
got your
Void
3
Knight
crafting hats
is
on.
gonna win.
Huh?
Void Knight's gonna win.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Bets.
I would be very
Alright, so
surprised.
Playing. Yeah, I'm playing Sorcerer.
I bet Sorcerer wins.
Yeah.
Currently, now there's balance. So I'm just, you know what? I take that back. Sorcerer's really weak. You should just buff it a little. Put that meteor talent back in there.
Oh, imagine this race event with meteors still up.
No, I mean
They
that
took that out
would take what 5 minutes?
approximately.
Now remember, it is hardcore, so
Yep.
don't die.
Don't die.
Wow. Hardcore first to 50. Who's gonna win? I will be checking out everybody's stream while I'm away on business, but I hope you guys the best.
Thank you.
Good luck, everybody.
Yeah, I'm not. Dude, like I hate like hardcore gets me triggered, but I do enjoy it from time to time. No, dev mode is not allowed. Dev mode
No,
will be
yeah.
disabled. It'll be a different client.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the stashes we have right now won't be in as well.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
We'll work it out by Monday so that you don't get all your old stuff. Old characters, old stashes. Poof, fresh start.
Brandy new.
So I wonder. I guess in order for people to practice this, they would have to keep continually deleting their characters, right? Dash wise.
Yeah, or just,
Just don't use your stuff
Yeah.
from your stash.
Yeah,
I
true.
mean, you can, but it will put you at a disadvantage because you have practiced wrong.
Yeah, you're just cheating on yourself at that point, really.
Psychopath, no, you are not allowed to prepare your gear. You will be a fresh level 1 hardcore veteran mode. Solo self-bound. Good luck, boys. It's going down. I'm
Also, there
stoked.
are more events planned in the future. I will do one on a weekend just for you boys, okay?
Hold on, let me guess.
Yeah, greatly appreciated.
Stay
Could be
tuned to find
announced.
out. Yeah.
Stay tuned to find out, TM.
Soon.
All right, so race events covered. Everybody's stoked. This will be posted pretty much everywhere so we can get the race event going. If you guys are just now tuning in, I do see a little bit of increase. The race event will consist of veteran hardcore, first to level 50. It'll be solo self-found. You'll have to start over. There'll be a brand new client. First place is the $250 tier for kickbacker. Second place is the $150, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
And then third place would be the, I don't remember what you said.
$100.
$100.
$100 wins. So good luck. Start preparing. I would start doing test runs just to see. There will be some balancing with the new client for that. I guess let's continue with what's going on. If anybody has any race event questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. Builds. So what build is everybody currently, or build / class, I should say. I've messed around with pets since we've started. I've barely touched Sorcerer, I've barely touched Void Knight. Summoner builds are my, not specialty, but my preferred, so I try to minimize, maximize pet health, pet dodge, pet attack, so on and so forth. I've tried Void Knight. Void Knight seems a little bit overpowered. Just gonna throw that out there. If you want to go ahead and nerf Void Knight, if you want to. The fire. Okay, so my favorite build with the Sorceress so far is the Fire Shield, kind of like Righteous Fire from PoE. That I believe that can be top notch. You want to go ahead and buff that up a little bit more. But other than that, I think pet builds, the only thing that I have to complain about is their health. They seem a little bit squishy to me. The bear should be a tank, and it has gotten better in the past few patches. I know that they're currently still trying to work on that. Wolves are disposable. I'm not too worried about them. Sprig, it was talked about in Lifted stream earlier for healing numbers, just because the Sprig is supposed to help, and then the healing wave is supposed to help as well. That way we kind of judge where the health is, what we're doing to keep them alive. Sprig's healing aura is really strong, though, to an extent. Depends. Once you get higher in the arena, from what I've experienced, the health just kind of doesn't come back as often. Between the worm, bleeds, and stuff like that, it's a constant just trying to keep them up to minimal health. That's just what I've noticed so far. I'm probably doing something wrong. I'm not the best summoner builder. I do try, though. Zin, what are you currently running?
Well, I was playing around with a Meteor Zork until that got ban-hammered pretty fast. So I don't know. I think there was some sort of playing around. I was playing around with something else with the Humming Bee, and then the Humming Bee got super just smacked out of the sky. So I don't know right now what we're gonna go play around with some more Sorcerer probably. The Fire Shield one, I did like that. The whole like Righteous Fire-esque aspect of it was pretty fun. I mean, I feel like the class was in the best place just because, and again, this just got nerfed too. The Ice Barrier, the block skill where you get 10,000 block protection. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'll just take that and like ignore pretty much every defensive thing in the game other than void damage. But it's just like, okay, so that seemed really strong. And then you got the Fire Shield, which is also reasonably strong. You can get a lot of defensive utility. And then it's basically just like pick the ward talent, pick all the ward passes that you possibly can, like Victory Barrier, and then Scale Int, which gives you way more elemental damage, gives you way more ward decay, gives you more ward per kill, which has also been nerfed slightly. I don't know why this happened. It just kind of took me by surprise. But that's what I was doing, and now I don't know what I'm going to do. But none of that works quite as nicely as it did last week.
So in case you guys are wondering, Zin breaks the game and then bloats about it, and then they just nerf everything.
Zin was the harbinger of nerfs. Oh no. It's a terrible class now. You should just buff it. Just revert all the changes. Nothing is going wrong there.
No, not at all. I mean, if you want to have 1,000 meters a second and just blow through everything.
It was very fun. I still have that build that build of the game, and I'm not going to get rid of it anytime soon because it's excellent.
Lifted. What are you currently messing with?
I've been messing around with a couple different things. All the ailment stacking is super, super strong. If you get something that attacks fast that you could stack poison on or fire damage, it's just super OP. I did Static Orb, and then I got the Pyro node on Fire Shield to give Static Orb the ability to ignite, and then with Shocking Ground.
Wait, what?
So your Shocking Ground procs ignite, and Static Orb has way better mana cost than Volcanic Orb does, and so I was just using Static Nova to proc ignite on everything, and it was super strong. And that's before I had what's the helmet? There's the helmet that helps you ignite more often. Calamity. So I'm thinking maybe Calamity, shocking ground static orb with the pyro node might be pretty fun. I'm going to try out this afternoon Poison Tornado on the Beastmaster, because I'm pretty sure every tick of Tornado will have the chance to proc poison on a mob. So you'll have the ticks of Tornado proccing poison on the mob. Plus, if you spec into the lightning strikes for Tornado, those proc Humming Bee and the crit ring, so those should also proc poison. So that's going to be my afternoon trial.
Okay, so don't ruin anything for the event. I mean, whatever you say here is probably going to get nerfed.
None of these builds are going to be viable next week.
Yeah, I was thinking about if I say something about the build I'm playing right now, is it gonna screw me for the race event or not? I'm sorry, Lifted.
Oh no, it's all good. And then there was one. Volcanic Orb projectile, super strong. I think that's the furthest I've gotten on hardcores with a Volcanic Orb source, running just pure defensive talents on Ice Barrier and Fire Shield. And then all the projectile nodes for the Volcanic Orb are super strong.
Leroy's writing everything that you're saying currently, so you might as well just start lying.
Uh-oh.
I am playing a Mana Strike Sorcerer.
And it's very strong.
Okay, so, real quick on that. Somebody posted in the Discord, I believe, to where you could get Mana Strike to cover your entire screen. Did you guys see that?
Oh, I missed that.
No?
I could have sworn that I saw that it was possible to get Mana Strike. Leroy, back me up here. Did you see this one or no?
It has been removed, and the culprits have been apprehended. You guys don't have to worry about that ever again.
Because
if that was happening, I didn't see it. Somebody, I don't know.
I could have
Somebody
sworn
finds
this
it.
was
I'd
a
love to
thing.
watch it.
Does Mana Strike even have a possibility of chaining or something along those lines?
Casey just said that it was the Lightning Melee Mana Strike Sorcerer. So did it fully cover the screen? Because that's a little bit overpowered and it's infinite mana and right, nerf it now.
Oh, Stormbreaker, that actually makes sense.
Ooh.
Oh,
I mean, that probably doesn't work. You shouldn't even look into that.
yeah,
Don't worry.
not at all. All right, next.
I haven't even seen Stormbreaker.
Nothing to see here.
Monkey, what are you doing build-wise?
I started out with a Void Knight and tried Tempest, and then I got bored of it 15 minutes into playing, and then I made a Sorcerer, and I've been playing it ever since. The first few things I tried testing out was Meteor, obviously, because it was really cool. It was not broken whatsoever, and it was a lot of fun to play with. But the most fun I've had so far was actually with Volcanic Orb builds and just scaling it with cold damage instead of fire. Just taking the points in the tree where it just goes in cold damage instead, and then just scaling the shrapnels off of it. It was kind of busted, but the higher you got in arena and the higher level were, you actually had to spend way too much mana killing stuff, and then you were just running around for 30 seconds trying to get mana back. And yeah, that kind of happened. I tried going Mana Strike as well, and then just trying to hit small monsters to get mana back. But yeah, you basically just get two-shot by those small guys as well if your defenses aren't really good. So right now I'm playing the Fire Shield, kind of Righteous Fire kind of thing. And fireballs with extra projectiles and scaling Ignite mostly. Just relying on Ignite to do most of the damage pretty much.
So strong.
It's actually really good.
No, don't say that. It's just gonna get ruined.
I mean, it's really bad. Ignite isn't strong at all. Okay, no, to be honest, the Volcanic Orb was way stronger. So comparing that to the fireballs doesn't really do it any justice. But I think the fireballs are fine. I'm just looking at you guys' reaction, and I was like,
I haven't played a fireball source yet. I haven't even looked at the talent tree for it.
Oh, that's because they're terrible. Don't even.
Yeah,
don't even.
It's not worth looking into at all. It's the build that I'm playing right now, and I haven't really gotten too far into testing everything and how it works, and no gear whatsoever because I kind of messed up like importing characters with the last build. Forgot to put my gear in stash and all that. So yeah, it's not like very strong at the moment. It's just good.
Okay.
See, Leroy, that was good, huh?
Just don't read chat.
Yes.
I'm kind of curious on how the race is going to go with all the everything else. Leroy's too late. So let's go. That is true. You guys want to go into patch notes? Does everybody have the patch notes pulled up?
Yes. Our next round of patch notes is going to be everything we just talked about, just like nerf this, nerf this. It's like watch the podcast, nerf everything in it. Okay.
Well, if they give us credit and add our names to the list, that'd be fine.
Infamy.
Actually, no, just please don't.
So characters no longer appear in the character select window if they're from a different version. That's pretty nice. I know that I was triggered whenever I couldn't load a previous character because I didn't realize that it didn't load. Added a second page to the character sheet with more stats such as ailment chance. So if you guys are trying to ignite, poison, etc., you guys know what the chances are. Shards. So, if you guys have played since the beginning, you guys know that shards were a stash monstrosity.
Oh my god.
So shout out to everybody on making the new crafting panel. It looks phenomenal compared to my Christmas tree stash tabs.
Yes.
The worst part was that the shards all looked the same as well. That was the hardest one. You'd have like a nice sorting in your stash tab, and then between your added health there'd be like added mana in between and stuff like that because you messed up your sorting. So that was fun.
OCD killed me, so where like, I would have like one entire row of like minion pet damage, minion health, like, and it would just go down, 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 and down, and then finally they added the patch. So I'm pretty happy about that.
I was gonna do that, and then I just gave up eventually because it's just like there's just so many shards now. It's like this is just an unmanageable pile of Christmas tree bulbs. Like it's like whoa. But yeah, the new interface looks glorious in comparison. So thank you very much.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Items. So we'll just go straight to items. I guess added the ability to sort by shard type, prefix, and suffix. You can no longer press the forge button if you cannot craft. When can you not craft? That's just whenever you're in combat?
I think it was people were like bricking items that you shouldn't be able to combine together, like accidentally putting a relic in the shard slot and then hitting forge on your sword. It got rid of the relic and didn't do anything because you can put any item where your shard went originally.
Mm-hmm.
On the very first iteration of the screen.
I never tried that. I guess I just used common sense.
Well, that's not how you get things to break, though.
Yeah. Dude, I don't even get me started on breaking items or fracturing items. Like it's all right. Moving on.
Infuriating.
So added
Satisfying.
a difficulty display to the bottom of the screen UI, and then added the animated logo to the start screen. Items. Hummingbee is now poop. Or that's not poop. It was nerfed. So change Hummingbee to grant 2 ward on all hits. Increased health recovered on potion use can now spawn on helmets, but can no longer spawn on gloves. That's the only thing for items.
Hummingbee again.
Yeah.
Wasn't good enough apparently.
Let's see, skills. So added 2 new nodes to the meteor tree. You can now make your meteors fall in a line. The attack speed on hit node on the swipe tree no longer stacks, but grants twice the amount of attack speed. You can have 4 points allocated to it. That was up from 2. Primal Challenge now has 4-second cooldown, but costs no mana. Anybody really mess with Primal Challenge? I don't think I actually have. I've always been focused on pets rather than just leaping and.
I haven't used it. I haven't used anything that doesn't have a innervate because it's super strong even without any skill points.
That's terrible. Nobody uses innervate. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's already been nerfed the once.
It needs a skill tree to be good. So if you could just add one in there and leave its base power alone, that'd be.
Veil Spirit now uses a lightning beam that cannot miss. And then Bleed now deals 48 damage over 4 seconds, up from 36 damage over 3 seconds.
So that's kind of one question I did have, because it's not really like clearly defined anywhere. It's just like, do the ailments have just flat base values, or do they scale with any of the damage that you're using to apply them?
No, so the ailments, just have flat base damage. That's why stacking attack speed for ailment builds is super, super broken. Okay. It's super strong.
No, it's weak. It's super weak.
Are there any plans to change anything?
I don't think so. I want to say that's probably, part of their design philosophy around how ailments work.
Okay.
But I'm not a developer, so I could be totally wrong on that. But I like that approach for scaling ailments or for how ailments work.
Yeah, I think so too. I totally agree.
You're right. I'm just waiting for him to say, "Yeah, check in next week to find out what we're gonna do." Trademark. Visuals added a new blood particle effect and minor lighting and post-processing tweaks. Enemies, the grubs are now easier to see. Bug fixes, various issues with the new shard storage by doing it over. Fixed a node overlapping with volatile reversal's root node. Visible walls in the arena. Thank you for that one. I kept getting stuck while I was trying to kite enemies, and then a magical wall would just magically poof, and then I would just be stuck. Fixed a bug where Eye of Reen did not work with a Shield Rest or Tempest. Fixed the welcome screen and difficulty selections not being displayed. I'm not gonna. There's only a few more. I didn't really mean to hit every single one of them. So patches, we get a patch once a week.
They've been patching a lot recently, just off community feedback to get or make the demo as nice as possible. I don't think that's going to be the standard for a patch schedule or anything. I think that's just to make the demo as good as possible for the Kickstarter.
Right.
Yeah, I think the last build, 9.5 one, we got that with the new crafting interface, and I promised Mike I'd break it. So the night before the patch dropped, I was farming shards, and then I don't remember who it was, but someone said that the existing shards would not be able to be added to the crafting interface. So I sold all my spell damage shard that I was stacking up. I had almost 3 full stash tabs with them. So I vendored all of those, and then I just went ahead and gathered Shattering Stones instead. So when the new patch dropped with the crafting interface, I just death mode loot explosion, picked up all the green and yellow items, shattered all of them, and basically broke it. Like all of the different shards would come up multiple times. Like you'd have 15 different melee damages and 10 different cold damages and stuff like that. And I kind of screwed myself because I couldn't play for the rest of the day. The lag was so bad because it was all loading or something. I don't know how it is from a developer standpoint, but I couldn't play at all. And then we got 9.6 the day after. So that was good.
What is your current record on number of shards from one shatter?
12 is the highest I've seen.
I have 10.
I've gotten
a little bit of an EP flex there.
I've gotten 8. I've had the possibility to get 12, and I got 0 on multiple occasions.
Oh yeah.
gonna let these streamers flex on you in chat.
Come on, chat. Bring some big numbers.
Someone's gonna claim that he has like 36 from on Shadow.
I'm pretty sure I've gotten like 4.
Since we're talking about shattering and crafting right now, what do you guys think of the crafting system? What are your thoughts on it?
I like it.
I thoroughly enjoy it until I get the little notification that I fractured an item, and then I just give up.
So
fracturing is one thing, but actually destructive fracture is something else. Like getting a yellow item with 0 affixes, that's kind of bad.
Yeah.
I haven't done that yet. I have bricked many things on my first try, or fractured many things on my first try. I really enjoy the crafting system. I like how they're still RNG based, but I know exactly what I'm rolling for, instead of the Path of Exile approach where you're not going to ruin your item. Well, you're not going to make your item unusable, or not necessarily unusable, but uncraftable, but you have no idea what the hell you're going to get. You have one affix out of a list of 50, which kind of sucks. So I like this approach more. The one thing that I would like to see, and this is just my personal thought on the crafting, is so every time you add a mod or a stat to an item, it increases your rate to fracture, which totally makes sense. It's a cool concept. But what I would like is, so say you only have 1 prefix and 1 suffix on your item right now, and you're crafting it. When you go to craft a new prefix or a new suffix that you're adding to the item, you're not trying to up an additional item. I think the fracturing chance should be, maybe just slightly lower than if you're trying to bump from tier 4 to tier 5, because that's a huge jump going from tier 4 to tier 5. But I'm going to have the same 25% chance to fail going from tier 4 to tier 5 compared to going from 0 to tier 1.
Hold on. So, Sarno, shush. Don't ever say that again. And then Leroy.
Crafting to be nerfed, 75% fracture chance every time you.
Yeah.
You guys don't have that already?
Inside info. I definitely inside info. All the
Absolutely.
inside info.
Okay. So when we had sat down and talked about crafting originally, we had talked about adding items that you can add to your craft, such as modifiers that would reduce the item's chance to be fractured, up your chance of getting specific affixes and shards that you want. So that is something that we have to sort of flush out a little bit. But there are a lot more things coming to the crafting system. This is just our base crafting system. So soon.
I have a question to follow that up, if you don't mind. Is there, or has there been spoken about an item that would potentially allow you to craft a tier 6 affix on an item? So, for example, your fracture chances would still go up, but you would have a chance to actually try to get a tier 6 roll on one of the 4 affixes on your item. Of course, with the normal fracturing results, if you fracture it, you could end up with 2 tier 2s or something.
There's a suggestions channel. You should drop that in there. No, really, if you have crafting ideas and stuff, that we just talked about, like, we definitely want to hear them. We're, always looking to make it better.
Ooh, I have a question about crafting.
Ooh.
So Eternity Cache, what's that about?
You'll have to go on our Kickstarter page and read it.
I
can go and read it to you as well.
Do we get any more information, anything more fleshed out, just in terms of like what you can do with it? So I guess my question is, like, for a crafting system like this, it's good because when you find something that you can't necessarily use right now because it's not as good, but it still can be useful in some way. But then you're always like running that risk of the ever-growing unlikelihood that you're actually going to get the god tier item that you want from the crafting. So my question is there ever going to be, or is there being talked about, a way to basically increase increase the chance, like with maybe some super rare god tier item, and it's just like your next forge is going to be guaranteed instead of fracturing?
I don't know about guaranteeing forges. To answer your question about the Eternity Cache system, I want to ask you guys a question. Raise your hands or not, or do whatever you want if you have played Chrono Trigger before.
Yes.
Nope.
Cool. That's your homework. It will increase your chances of winning the race. No, I'm kidding. It's not. It's a
I was
fantastic
already halfway downloading it.
It's so good. But to go back to the crafting, you remember you pick up the moonstone, you go back to, I can't remember the name of the temple, you leave it there, you go forward a couple eons, pick it up, there's a boss battle. That was sort of the inspiration for that. So you leave a not so powerful item, you pick up a powerful item. That's all we know about it right now that I'm able to share. We are going to be fleshing that out and talking about that, but that's going to be hard to implement in the demo and see in the demo. It'll be more for the full scope of the game.
That's fair.
Quick question for you, actually, regarding the demo. Like, you guys have already done super amazing work with the demo, and just the fact that you have been actively patching it is super awesome. Do you guys plan on doing much more work with the demo during the Kickstarter campaign here?
Yeah, we plan on supporting the demo again all the way until June. So if you're an alpha or a beta backer, you'll get the Necromancer unlock and any updates that we've done to the demo in June. We'll more than likely go quiet on dev cycle until the alpha in August, and then it'll be just like it is now. If you're an alpha backer, everything just gets pumped out and poured right into your hands for consumption, and you get to enjoy it and give us direct feedback during the whole dev process.
Yeah.
And if you're cool, kid, then you'll get exclusive access to the developer Discord. What I'm going to do. And I'm just going to troll Leroy the entire time that I'm in there.
I'm not going to be on there.
That's no
I didn't back the project. So.
Oh.
In before the developers aren't actually because they didn't back it.
Loopholes.
Got him.
Well, don't ruin it for me, jeez. What else? So, we've covered all of our topics. We're pretty much still in the dev Q&A. Feel free.
I think so.
Thank you. Oh.
Oh, he's turned into a robot, chat.
Okay.
Am I losing frames again?
Raging
Yes.
Behemoth has
Hello?
been eaten by a robot.
Hi! Hello!
I
Okay,
hear you.
is my camera frozen?
It just was.
Now you're back. Yeah,
You're
you're
catching up.
back. Twitch
Okay.
is just trying to catch up now.
Come on. It was just working. It's worked for an hour. Alright. What do you guys want to talk about next?
I think did he mute his mic?
What is going on? Hello?
So your voice and camera are now desynced slightly. I feel like there's a technical reason for this, I'm sure.
Yeah, totally. 100%. What happened?
Hey, you're back. There we go.
And I'm gone.
Oh yeah, now you're back. Oh.
Yeah, I'm just traveling through time. I'm going to the future, getting game info, and then coming back is what's actually happening. In case you guys didn't know. Alright, I'm steady again.
To stop GGG's DDoSing
Leroy.
Twitch to stop this magic. I mean, it is pure magic.
Leroy with the insights there.
So, I don't know about you. I'm not feeling 22, but crafting has. This is probably the best, or one of the top tier crafting games I've ever participated in. I've done Diablo 3, I've done Path of Exile, I've done Grim Dawn, I've done the majority of it. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure because it just got quiet.
Listening intently.
I'm curious on what. I mean, I've fractured. I'm pretty sure every item that I have done, I have fractured to a certain extent. I don't know about you guys, but like I'll feel like I'm doing good. I'll get some but my problem is that I'm not crafting on yellows. I'm crafting from the base item, which is already going to hurt me to begin with, and up my chances of it fracturing. But I'd rather have the items that or the stats that I want, rather than trying to. We can't currently remove certain prefixes or suffixes. Not yet. There is word that we will be able to eventually, but as it currently stands, I just try to craft off base white items because I don't find any good yellow ones that have everything that I want.
Mm-hmm.
Crafting on white items is really bad.
You don't say.
I'm obviously just someone that's abusing the loot explosions a little too much, but when I started the whole crafting thing, I thought white bases would be really good to look out for. So I was loot explosioning, picking up white items, and trying to craft on it, and then I think it was Mike who said that it was actually way stronger to just build on items that were already like affected by certain affixes. That's pretty much the only way I've been able to craft decent items so far. Like just looking through the items and only crafting when it has like at least 6 or 8 affixes on it already.
Just a question for chat really fast. Death Mist, what don't you like about the crafting system compared to MMOs? I mean, the crafting system in most MMOs I've ever played is pretty cut and dry. Go collect these 5 things, this 1 thing, and 2 of these rare things, and hit the craft button, and you're guaranteed to get it. Which I mean, I guess you have to farm for the items to craft. That is kind of fun sometimes, but I don't see the appeal to that sort of crafting system, especially in an ARPG game where you're always chasing loot. I mean, that's the whole point of the game, right? Is that those chase items.
I don't know how many Shattering Stones that you've gotten, but I've gotten like 6, like per like minus arena, and so I'm just stuck with the 6 until I get to arena. Then I hope that there's one in the barrel.
So that traditional like MMO crafting system in a way is more of like you get your like 3 base items or whatever, but they're like targeted farms typically. Like you'll go kill like 50 bears if you want to get like 50 bear asses to use for your like leather belt or whatever you want, right? Like, and you're killing bears. It's not just like go like flash farm this entire forest and hope that you get what you want. Whereas with ARPGs, it's the exact opposite. It's like you just have to put everything you possibly can into a meat grinder, and then shiny stuff comes out. Maybe you'll be able to use it. I remember Diablo 3 originally did like a hybrid of this, where it was like you got your flash farm everything, put everything through a meat grinder, and then they had the targeted drops, which were used like the targeted legendary drops from like bosses or special mobs or whatever.
Ubers.
And they got rid of that because it sucked. It felt terrible. You're like, oh yeah, I got all this stuff that I need, and it's like, oh shit, now I got to go farm this boss for like 3 hours to get one thing, and then you craft it, and because of the way the RNG worked, it turned into a dud anyway. And you're
it
like,
still
okay,
exists.
It was awful
with Ubers. That's exactly what Ubers is.
That is what Ubers is, but they had it for other things as well.
Oh, yeah.
They had a ton of like, I think there was like level 60 items that you needed like specific like Leoric's shin bones and stuff like that to craft, and it was just like.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, like the Reaper's Brace or whatever.
Yeah,
they were. Yeah,
it again sounded great on paper, but then I just turned like just with the layers upon layers upon layers upon layers of RNG. It's like the likelihood you're ever going to get what you want is so small. It just makes you feel defeated every time you do it.
The original Staff of Herding took forever. It's because you have it. Like, hey, go find this guy's shin bone and hope that it's in like this one particular fire blaze. If it's not, then just go ahead and reload the map again. Death Mist. Okay, so in Ion, there is a system where when crafting items, you had to proc the craft to continue crafting the next item in the chain. Higher tiers of crafting at less proc chance. Black Desert Online also has a fun system of farming different things and using workers to attack, AFK farm, powders, wood, and so on. I played Aeon whenever it first came out 10 years ago, and I haven't touched it since. I played BDO for 5 minutes, and I refunded it. That's just
So I get you have to proc the craft to continue crafting the next item in the chain. So like you craft your level 1 gauntlets 10 times and you might get a chance to proc a level 2 version of the gauntlets kind of deal, and then you can craft the level 2s. Is that what?
Like, I think how it works, because I played it way back in the day as well. You make your white items and it has a chance to proc greens, and then you can craft something on top of the greens to make it a better green, but you also have a chance to proc it into a blue. And then you can craft on top of the blue to make it a better blue, or to proc it into an epic, something along those lines.
Oh.
Interesting. Yeah.
Leroy silent.
But
that's not good.
I feel like the crafting in Last Epoch is already kind of like that, isn't it? Like you craft a shard and you have a chance to actually get it or to break your item. And if it works, your item gets better. If it doesn't work, your item gets worse, right?
I mean, in a sense, yeah.
What I try to do
deterministic.
is that like I try to find an item that has, you know, the majority of the stuff that I want, and then I just try to buff that item to whatever tier, you know, or until it fractures, which it always does because I'm very unlucky with RNG. But I mean, I can see where this can come from, but I just think Last Epoch, the crafting is, it's what we want, but there's a risk and reward system to it. You know, yes, you're gonna try to buff an item, but on the hindsight of it is that there's a chance, or no, there's not really a chance. Eventually, you will brick that item until your death mode or whatever else you guys use, and then you can't break an item, and you just have 400% minion damage, and then just wipe everything out.
So I think that's a good aspect of it, though, because like on one hand, like I'll use the Ion example again, where it's just like you continuously have to proc things. So at least in this case with shards, like you know what shards you're using. You've already determined what you're going to get on the item, so you can like kind of build your own item. If it were just like craft a belt and get like random affixes on it, but also you have a chance to brick it, or like you have a chance to fail in some other way. Like the more layers of that RNG you get on there, the worse the better it looks on paper from like a longevity standpoint, because you're like, oh, well, it'll take like 10 billion years to craft this like super godly thing. And, after 10 million crafts, the one time you get it, you'll feel fantastic. But the other 9,999,999 times that you do it, you're going to feel like shit every single time. And every single time it's like death by 1,000 cuts for the crafting system. And eventually you're just going to be like, well, fuck this. This is dumb. Like, I'm not going to do this anymore.
And then you head to the auction house, right?
Yeah, and you buy it, and you're like, "Why didn't I do that at first?"
That's
That's never happened in any game that I know of or anything that may or may not have existed. Just something similar, but just like again, like it looks like good on paper, but you put the human psychology aspect of it, and eventually it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel fun the majority of the time, and you want it to feel fun the majority of the time.
What I'm really looking forward to, Leroy, you don't have to say anything just because I know what your answer is going to already be, is the whole auction house / bazaar system whenever it comes into place. I mean, between crafting, item farming, and stuff like that, like this could potentially be a game changer. I mean, it will be once it launches, but if you're taking, for instance, whenever Diablo 3 made the mistake of having the real money auction house, people just spent money to earn money. And I mean, I made quite a few monies myself. I'm really looking forward to this. I feel like it's kind of going to be like Warframe Bazaar, maybe. I don't know exactly what you guys have ever played Warframe and how their bazaars work, or personal stores. Or it could be a full-blown auction house. The only thing that we've heard so far is that it's going to be a bazaar style, correct?
Yeah, I mean, there was a little more detail on it. You only get each person, I think it's 7 listings. You only get a certain amount of
5.
Yeah, you only get 5 listings. And then the later you bid on an item, the more or the higher the fee you're going to have to pay to the auction house, which is kind of a cool idea to dissuade people from trying to snipe items out, or you're going to have to pay a premium to snipe an item out from someone instead of that person that, might have had to go to bed because they had to get up to work at 5 o'clock in the morning, then getting stripped by the poop socker, or getting his item sniped by the poop socker that's going to play for 28 hours straight.
What'd you just call?
That's a pretty cool idea. A poop socker?
I've never heard that.
You've never heard the term poop sock before?
Absolutely not.
Oh my gosh, that's an old school MMO term back in the EverQuest days. The nerds that would just sit at their desks and poop in the sock because they didn't want to miss the spawn on an item and get it stolen by someone. Or dragon spawns, camping dragon spawns this is like 1999 EverQuest. Man, you guys are missing out on a good bit of gamer nostalgia there.
So now, like, the only thought in my head is a South Park episode of World of Warcraft.
Yep, yeah.
Mom bathroom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's
shit buckets.
So I really hope the bazaar is more like akin to some sort of like bartering type system than an auction house, because as we all remember back in I believe May of 2012 when Blizzard released that amazing authentic eBay simulator, and to pass the time while you waited for your auctions to complete, you might, go and kill some demons or something like that. We don't want that. Again, it sounds great on paper. It's like, look at the availability here, but then the availability is so high that why would you ever play the game when the only thing, like, you're using one currency for the auction house and use it to buy and use it to sell. So you can just exploit the fact that it's an imperfect market and, flip your way to the top. And then that becomes the most efficient way of playing the game, because the game is to collect loot. And then it was just like, oh, well, shit. Like, it doesn't feel good. It's just like, why play the game? Because you can just more efficiently farm on the auction house than you can in the game because of the way the drop rates were.
Right. I mean, there's still people who play WoW just for price sniping. Like there's still people who do it. Overall, it was fun to have an auction house. The RM killed it. RM.
Yeah, that was
the
a thing
real
too.
money.
Yeah.
The real money, definitely. That was a bad move on Blizzard's
I mean, it
part,
was
but
smart for them to bring in the extra money, but it killed.
for the longevity of the game. I mean, I think they would have lost money over the longevity of the game. I mean, different conversation. But,
Chinese gold farmers.
I'm not opposed to an auction house system if it's done right. If it's implemented properly, right? And it does sound like they're looking at different unique ways to make an auction house work for an ARPG, because an auction house and ARPG it's inherently kind of flawed. If everyone could just post, the maximum number of postings, because then you turn into like the Path of Exile situation where, 2 weeks into the league, if you're not finding things that have all tier 3+ rolls on them, your item's probably not going to be worth crap, right? So I think that's the whole point of minimized listing, is so you just can't have 5 million listings and hope that someone bites one of your items. You're really going to have to pick and choose what you want to try to sell.
Do not buy anything from me, because I guarantee you that my RNG is going to be poop like it is in every RPG. So I'm just going to start throwing stuff out there, and hopefully somebody will just feel sorry for me eventually and just buy all my stuff. Just a heads up.
I think that's kind of why they have the premium fee at the end of the auction, the longer the auction's active. So the more you buy and the later you buy, actually, the less items you can buy. So I think the intention is to actually make the bazaar so that you can look for items that complete your build, like say 1 or 2 items, but it's not intended to actually be designed so that you can just buy a full gear set off of it, I think.
Yeah, that kind of seemed like the intention to me as well. It's just like, you're going to buy stuff from other people so that you can like play the game with it instead of just selling it to somebody else for more of a premium, which is good. It's like more in line with the spirit of this type of game, I think. Now I'm sure other people are going to be like, oh, that's dumb. I'm going to turn it into like an economy game anyway. But you're going to have people who do that.
Well, that's people. There's people that are going to do that no matter what. I mean, there's people who play ARP just strictly because they want to play the market. There's people who enjoy playing the market, and if you don't have millions of dollars in real life to play the real life market, just hop on an ARPG and fuck up that market instead.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so I guess with that, it's just like you got to walk the line between having it so accessible to do that it becomes like the most efficient way to play the game versus like this is so cumbersome that trading is just frustrating.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting set of challenges.
We'll definitely see how that progresses along. I mean, it's one of the game I'm really interested in seeing how they develop it.
So what are y'all's future plans until alpha? As far as we get Necro not next month, we get Necro in June. When will we see party play in Last Epoch? I'm going to assume. Leroy, do you have any? Don't even say soon trademark. Do you have any like? Is it gonna be like late alpha, early beta, early release? Like, do we have any idea? I know that you guys were fooling around with it.
Extra soon.
Extra soon? Oh no! Don't
that's
say. Is he memeing or is he? Leroy, my heart can't take this.
So we are developing the multiplayer right now, pretty heavy, best we can. So this isn't a soon thing. This is all I have to give you. We would like to get it in as soon as possible and start testing it and get it to people. But a lot of it depends on how the Kickstarter goes, how our budget goes, just because servers are really expensive, to run.
Yep.
Yeah, it'd be awesome to get you guys all in a game playing with each other, but I have no timeline for that really. What else was there that you wanted to know about, like our timeline in general?
I actually have a quick question about the multiplayer
Okay.
play. Would like an early cut of multiplayer be perceived to be like a kind of like one person hosts a game, other people connect to that host, or would all the multiplayer iterations strictly be like server client based?
So like Diablo 2 versus Diablo 3.
Yeah, server-side authoritative versus the player hosting. Yeah, we want
Or both
we or both. Yeah.
for LAN parties.
Ooh, I don't know. I think Mike's not in the chat anymore. He had to run. He's the one doing it right now. I think right now we have it peer-to-peer, but we would like to get it to server-side ASAP, and I think that's how we're designing the back end.
Okay.
I can't wait. Like, because what I hope to see throughout the development of the game is that all of us get together. We can rotate people out if we need to, just depending on what everybody's available for. We'll do a quick rundown like we're currently doing, and then we'll dive into some gameplay, do some arena, try to help each other out, whatever it might be. But timeline-wise, I know that we're currently looking at 2020 for the actual release. I know that alpha will start in August. We know late August, early August. Like, don't mess with my dreams here.
When we feel comfortable, August.
So August 2021.
That's my favorite. My favorite part about August.
People have paid, $42 if you got in early, $50 to join the alpha. We don't just want to give them something tiny. So we want to make sure the August alpha launch is something healthy, something beefy for people to play through, and then something that will keep them going as we release content.
So as far as the demo goes, will we see any more of the campaign?
This demo is actually separate. What you're playing right now is going to be pretty far removed from what's actually happening in the game. We developed the demo for the Kickstarter purposes. We're going to start developing the bulk of the game, storyline, campaign from ground zero, and basically at the end of Kickstarter.
I just didn't know if we would get any more content, campaign / story-wise, until alpha.
Nope. Alpha will start your journey into the lore and the story.
Oh,
Okay.
boy. Time to go increase it so I can be a character in the game.
10 grand, let's do it.
Can I kickstart that? Can I make a Kickstarter campaign for being able to start a campaign? Is that allowed?
Open a
Bootstrap it?
GoFundMe.
Chat lifted lifter GoFund
Yeah.
at the
Let's do
lifted
it.
lifter. $10,000 raised, please. Let's do this.
So everybody that's currently on the stream, make sure that you guys check your couch cushions, check underneath your counters and sinks, whatever it might be, for any pennies that you guys can help these guys go. To continue on, as far as the future goes, I plan next month in June to pretty much 100% develop my time into Necro. Necro and Beastmaster will be my focusing, just because I enjoy pet builds, because I'm lazy and I'd rather have my other minions do my work for me. What about you, Lifted?
My favorite classes, get a little backstory here. My original name was Rogue Down, so I've gone by Rogue Down for a long time. So obviously my favorite classes are Rogue / Archer type classes. So I'm just going to putz around with whatever the game has to offer until a Rogue or a Ranger pops up, and then I'll probably go pretty hard on that.
Zen?
Ooh, that's a good question. Necro sounds super hype because you'll all remember Reaper form, and that's coming down the pipe. So typically, I like the caster style. So I guess Necro kind of does fit into that in some way. Necro is what got me to buy Diablo 2 in the first place. I was just like, I had a friend who had it, and he's like, check out all these skeletons. And I was like, holy shit, you can do that. There's a game where you can do this. Okay, let's go to Best Buy or EB Games, whatever it was at the time. And just let's get that right now. Come on, parents, drive me there. So did that. So Necro, super hype, and definitely Sorcerer. Not a huge like melee class type guy normally. Paladin though kind of caught my eye. I'm not sure when that's gonna happen. Probably post alpha. I don't think we're gonna get any new classes until
Soon, trademark.
Soon, trademark. All right, sounds reasonable.
I really doubt we get any new. I mean, I definitely wouldn't expect to be getting any new classes until alpha for sure.
So going on what Leroy said, Leroy, what counts as big boy tier? Just so I'm aware of anything that I need to change within the next 5 minutes before you ruin it again.
Essentially, any tier that hasn't been purchased yet, we're going to be going through reevaluating, see what we can add to it. It's like, oh, nobody's buying it. I wonder why. Let's up the ante a little bit.
That's not very fair.
I'm gonna pull up these backer tiers.
Yeah, let me go. What is
Quick question for you, Leroy? Do you have do one of your backer tiers come with the ability to like get all cosmetic releases? Like you donate whatever your $10,000 backer tier, you unlock all future cosmetics for the game.
Yep, that's the $10,000 backer tier. Just whenever release, it's yours forever.
Oh,
The lift is starting as crowdfunding.
Chat, get on that GoFundMe. I'm making my GoFundMe right now.
All right, so I have an idea for something you could add to the big boy tiers. If you guys get like a studio or something, I don't know what your timeline is for like aggregating the team members and everything in one location, but like studio tour, meet the team, have like I don't know.
That's something.
That usually gets a lot of people out because I mean, obviously, it'd be like, yo, pay for your own like transportation and all that stuff, but just like come meet the team, see what we do, see how we do it, see the cool office, check out our cool posters and shit, type of like camaraderie.
As soon as we get a studio, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you just go door to door. Just go, oh hey, yeah, this is Leroy's house. So this is Mike's house. Like, yeah, it's a nice little tour around.
Traveling expenses are gonna be way up though.
Oh, yeah, it's fine. They covered that. That's fine.
Yeah, they covered that. No big
The
deal.
backer. That's a disclaimer. Attila says, "I just want a T-shirt." I do too. I would like a T-shirt. Can we get these anywhere? Are they on T-shirts?
I think they're already in the backers, aren't they?
I'm getting one
but
for
on
sure.
the backers,
Can I get a?
What can I buy one
probably
now?
print some more.
Yes, because I've seen them. I know they exist.
I mean,
I have one. My wife
Can I
has
get one with like a real deep V?
Twitch TOS.
Twitch TOS.
Uh-oh.
Maybe not that deep.
We can look into V-neck options. A lifted exclusive V-neck.
Actually, it should be the lifted exclusive muscle tank tee.
Get
There you
your
go.
girl on.
So
Yeah.
okay, so you said like the tiers that don't have anybody, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. What is currently mine? Okay, there's 8 currently in. So what would are you doing like absolute 0? Because there's only like 1 or 2 that actually have 0.
Yeah, we can't change a backer tier after somebody's purchased it. We also might be adding some backer tiers to bridge some of the gaps as well. That's something we can do in the middle of Kickstarter. Yeah, we just need to reevaluate it.
Well, I was going to do something, but there's already somebody there, so I don't want to ruin anything. Unless you're going to throw in some deets right now.
Oh, no. Judd and I still have to talk about it.
Maybe next week. We'll see.
Soon.
Soon, TM.
No.
Borat Swimsuit Epoch Edition.
Oh my god.
I can see Lifted actually wearing this for some awful reason.
Oh man.
All the time.
Attila said that she might have to update her pledge if they don't open the merch store. What am I getting?
A pair of socks.
A pair of socks. That's pretty neat.
Is there any plan to change the logo? Because I mentioned something the other day about the box art on Twitch, how it was kind of hard to read the word Epoch due to the way the O and the C overlap. And then somebody said something about when we finalize this whole thing. So I was like, is the logo changing? Maybe.
So a little insider here. We don't Yeah, why not? We don't know what the Epoch looks like yet. It's been a really complicated design process.
Okay.
We've had a lot of conversation, Googled a lot of things, thrown ourselves at a lot of walls, and haven't come up with anything. So as soon as we design that, you'll see a nice little iconic passes the silhouette test Epoch down there in the little box art. But
Okay. So if I want like one of these legacy logo T-shirts, then how would I? How would we all go about doing it? Like
legacy logo.
the legacy drop last Epoch T-shirt. How
here's
would we?
edition.
How do we get one?
You could up your pledge.
Checkmate.
I'll talk to Judd about getting some more printed.
Hey,
We'll see.
Leroy,
Yep.
are you in stream right now?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, hold on just a second. I can't get this to work without displaying a lot of info. Window capture. Just because of how everybody great has been and the great turnout. Let's see if I can't do this. And it's a black screen. Why is it a black screen?
Rip.
Do you want my camera on? Is that?
No, I'm trying to.
Oh God, no.
But let's not throw you in the camera. I think that we've learned enough from earlier. Why isn't it showing? It's not even showing. Why is it not capturing Chrome? Be full screen?
Rip.
Hold on, guys. I'm trying to do something that's pretty cool, but I don't think it's just gonna work.
Oh, what are you trying to capture?
Kickstarter page.
In Chrome?
Yeah.
Are you using hardware acceleration
I don't know.
in Chrome? Because if you are, it might not work.
I can see my cursor. You can see my cursor if you look really closely. But it's not capturing the window.
Try refreshing it.
Have you turned it off and back on?
Ooh.
How do I disable hardware acceleration?
1 sec.
What do you know?
Yeah, I'm working on it. 1 moment. Okay, so settings, show advanced settings. This is in Chrome, I think. Let me just make sure it's still the same here. Advanced. Oh, come on now. And then near the very bottom, there's a system section, and then there's use hardware acceleration when available. Turn that off.
Oh, that's Discord. That's let's.
Oh, no, we want that.
And now you can see everybody in Discord. Don't look at us. There it goes. Okay.
Use Internet Explorer. What? Chat, what are these
There.
tips?
There you guys go. I did it, so can
1006
you.
tips.
Did you guys even see it? I need to go back. I need to go back, don't I? Show it? You guys see
Oh,
it?
there we go. Yeah, I can.
very
The
small.
screen's. There we go.
There's
What are you? Okay, you have it open.
Where'd it go? Okay, so I just upped it. Now, just to.
20-second delay.
Is there really that big of a delay? Don't say that.
Well, maybe not 20 seconds, but it's a few.
There's about 15 seconds at least.
Does it show it now? You guys see it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. There. I'll get rid of that. So I went from Lagon to Immortal. Don't disappoint me. I believe in you guys. Let's see. Is there anything else that you guys want to talk about? Any other ideas?
What can we talk about after that just happened?
I redeemed myself, the Master of Nerfs. Yes. Tech support hero. Right here.
I didn't realize that the window capture was so small, so if you guys didn't see it, I apologize. I tried. Who is typing so loud? Lifted?
Sorry.
It's called a gate. It's called a noise gate. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we want to hit before we close it. Other than that,
It's a pretty exhaustive topic list for today, I think.
I mean, we've been going for an hour and a half.
now.
Hour and a half.
Yeah, most of the things that I wanted to cover were covered, so I'm good.
There's nothing really else I want to talk about. I'm good.
So when are we doing this again?
So I will be out of town starting tomorrow until lifted. We're on the wrap up right now. I'll be out of town until next Friday night. I am down for Saturday or Sunday. Next Saturday or Sunday, just to figure out because the race will have started. We'll have the winners probably Wednesday night, depending on whenever everybody gets done. We can talk about that. I'll keep this group combo up so we can keep talking about future topics. I'll have Casey, who's still in the chat. That way we can update it as it goes. I believe so. I would imagine so. They're just going to currently work on it and bust it out so we can have it out in June. And soon trademark.
Classic.
So, if we want to make this more frequent, which I'm okay with, as long as everybody has their own work schedule, I'm okay with next weekend.
Weekends are good.
Weekends
work for me. I mean, weekends are really the only time for me with my work and training schedule. So
yeah. So I will say this on the ending note. I appreciate everybody coming out here, everybody supporting us, and supporting Last Epoch in general. Catch us next week. By same time, same day. If not, I'll keep everybody posted in the Discord. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Good luck on the race on Wednesday. Even though I cannot participate, I'll be cheering you guys on. If you guys have any closing comments, feel free to say so now.
This is probably going to be on YouTube somewhere, I'm assuming. Somebody's going to...
So I messed up, and I've recorded it. So we've currently been live for an hour and 37 minutes. I hit the record button at an hour 29. There's going to be a little bit of a jump
We
in.
can grab the VOD off Twitch.
Yeah, it's true. So yes, I'll be posting this. I'll get with Leroy on everything else that he needs from me. Or I guess you guys can view my VODs, can't you?
I think so. Hope so.
Yeah. Good. All right. I'm going to go ahead and end it. I appreciate all the support. I'm going to go deal with, because my wife might have just got an email, so I'm going to go deal with that. I hope that you guys have a good week. Good luck on the race, and I will catch you guys, or we will catch you guys next week.
peace out, Chad. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.